Today we are going to discuss about the most important topic related to ancient Indian history, the sources of ancient Indian history. To know ancient Indian history, it is very important to study the sources which tell us about the history of India. Sources are important for reconstructing the history of ancient India. We have varieties of source materials for reconstructing the ancient Indian history. Ancient India did not produce any great historians like Herodotus, Thucydides, Livy or Tacitus, but she produced abundance of historical materials in the form of legends, traditions, epics, Puranas, chronicles and other literary works. These materials are speak about ancient Indian people, constitute the stuff of the history, but they are not scientific history. Ancient Indians lack historical sense, but no effort was made by them to inquire into the cause and effect of the events. Then we turn to the most important area of the sources, the classification of the sources. Ancient Indian sources can be broadly classified into two, indigenous and foreign. Among them, indigenous sources can be broadly classified into again two, literary and archaeological sources. We go through the first section, first indigenous source section, the literary sources. The literary sources can be broadly classified into 9 titles or 9 heads for the convenience of the categorization of sources. They are, first one, Vedas, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, Upanishads, Vedangas and Upavedas, and the second one Puranas, and the third one epics. As we know, the epics Ramayana and Mahabharata, and the fourth one Dharma Shastra and Dharma Sutras, and the fifth one Buddhist literature, and the sixth one Jain literature, and the seventh one Sangam literature, and the eighth one Kannada and Telugu literature, and the ninth one other literary works. Those includes in the some biographies, textbook like Kalhanasi Rajatarangini, Vikramadeva Charita, and other biographical studies, etc. Then the second category, archaeological sources in the indigenous sources sections. The archaeological sources can be broadly classified into 3, monuments, inscriptions and coins. In the first I was tell about the main classification of the sources, that was indigenous and foreign. The indigenous already tell about the indigenous sources, then we can turn to the foreign sources, which already include in the accounts of foreign travelers account. Today we are mainly discussed about the literary sources, but it was a very large topic, so I was cut short into the some area of the literary sources. Already I can explain the literary sources can be broadly classified into 9 heads. But among the 9 heads, I would tell about the first category, first section. The first section contain all these sections: Vedas, Brahmanas, Aranyakas, Upanishads, Vedangas, Upavedas, etc. Among them, the first theme was Vedas. The Vedas belong to the early literary evidences. The word Veda is derived from the word Vid, which means know or knowledge. Vedas belong to Shruti category. These were written by different sages in different periods. The Vedas mainly classified into 4. There are 4 Vedas that were Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Yajur Veda and Atharva Veda. We can go through each Veda's own among them. And the first one, Rig Veda. Rig Veda contains prayers. It is the oldest and most important Veda. Rig Veda Samhita is a collection of 1028 hymns. It was arranged in 10 books. It contains 1462 verses. Already told that Rig Veda is a collection of 1028 hymns, and it was arranged in 10 books, which was called as, the 10 book was called as mandalas. Each mandala contain varieties of topics, each one topics, and the 2 and 7th mandala is the most important. They are called the family books, and the 10th mandala contain the Purusha Suktas and the 4 Varna system also explained in the, also included in the 10th mandala. The earliest mandala in the Rig Veda is 2 and 7, and the latest mandala is in the Rig Veda is 1 and 10. In the 7th mandala, in the 7th mandala, the battle of 10 king illustrates. The Gayatri mantra is taken from Rig Veda and is addressed to Savitri, and the Gayatri mantra is written by Vishwamitra. The divine horse mentioned in the Rig Veda is Dadika, which was illustrated in the Rig Veda. The frog hymn and wedding hymn also belong to the Rig Veda. Frog hymn deals with education, and some sacrifices like Ashwamedha and Rajasuya are mentioned in the Rig Veda. The chief poetess, the Vishwavara, recited the Rig Veda during the period. Then the second category, the second Veda is Samaveda. Samaveda is also called the book of chants. It deals with the music. It consists of 1810 verses, mostly borrowed from Rig Veda, arranged it into the needs of the musical notation. The original melodies are, however, lost. These hymns were sung by the priests were Udgatris. The origin of Indian music is traced to Samaveda. Samaveda consists of 2 parts, Archida and Uttararchida. Gandharva Veda is the Ubaveda of the Samaveda. Then the next Veda, Yajurveda and Atharva Veda. Yajurveda deals with the performance of rituals. It also known as the book of sacrificial prayers. It comprised prayers to be recited while performing sacrifices or yajna. I repeat, it comprised the prayers to be recited while performing sacrifices or yajna. Actually, the major part of the prayers are borrowed from Rig Veda. The Yajurveda has 2 parts, Shukla Yajurveda and Krishna Yajurveda. The Shukla means white Yajurveda, and the Krishna means black Yajurveda. The priest recited by the Yajurveda known as Atharvayu priest. Then the 4th Veda is Atharva Veda. Atharva Veda is the last Veda. It contains the hymns like magic, spells and charms. It also called Brahma Veda and Black Veda also. The book also contains different subjects like magic, black magic, superstitions, botany, surgery, medicine, etc. It is divided into 20 books and it contains 730 hymns. These are the 4 Vedas. So, I repeat, the Vedas are 4 in number: Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajurveda and Atharva Veda. The Veda was the first category in the literary sources. Among the literary sources in the first section. Then the next we go through the Brahmanas. Brahmanas, Aranyakas, Upanishad, Vedangas and Upavedas. Then we go through those sections. Then first we talk about the Brahmanas. After Vedas, some other important works are compiled by the Vedic Aryans. Those were basically created to explain the thoughts and laws in the Vedas, to make them understandable. Hence, these works are appendices to Veda and were mostly written by prose. First we go through the Brahmanas. The Brahmanas were the prose explanation of the Vedas. It explains meaning of sacrifices, sacrificial explanation, etc. Some Brahmanas are Aitareya, Kaushidagi, Tandyamaha, Taitiriya, Shatapada, Gopada. The Aidreya Kaushidagi belong to or appended to Rigveda, and the Tandyamaha appended to Samaveda, and the Taitiriya appended to Krishna Yajurveda, and the Shatapada appended to Shukla Yajurveda, and Gopada appended to Atharva Veda. The Brahmanas, as also already mentioned, that the Brahmanas appended to each Vedas. Those were prose explanation of the Vedic Samhitas. Then we go through the next section, Aranyakas. Aranyakas is the interpretation of sacrificial rituals in a symbolic and philosophical way. The Aranyaka is called as forest book. Aranyaka intended to Vanaprastha or hermits who prepare themselves to taking sannyasa. Aranyakas are intended to Vanaprastha of hermits who prepare themselves for taking sannyasa. Each Aranyaka, as already mentioned about like the Brahmanas, each Aranyaka appended to belong to each Veda. Those Aranyakas were Aidrega Kaushidagi, Maitrayaniya, Talavagara, Gopada. And Aitreya Kaushidagi belong to Rigveda, Maitrayaniya belong to Yajurveda, and Talavagara belong to Samaveda, and Gopada belong to Atharva Veda. These are the sections in the Aranyakas. Then we go through the Upanishads. Upanishads are called Vedanta and are found at the end of the Brahmanas. Those are 108 Upanishads. Among them, 13 were most important. The Brahmanas contain a great variety of philosophical ideas about sacrifices. Some theme include in the Upanishads were the body and universe, Brahman and Atman, like so many themes include in the Upanishads. The word Upanishad means sitting down near. It means teaching by the teacher to the people. It means the teaching by the teacher to the people. The word Upanishad means sitting down near. It means teaching by the teacher to the people. Among the 100, I already said that among the 108 Upanishads, the 13 were most important. Among them, Chandogya and Brihadaranyaka Upanishads are oldest. And we know the quote, the Satyameva Jayade was taken from the Mundaka Upanishad. There are 13 Upanishads belong to 4 Vedas. Those are in the screen. The Aidreya Upanishad, Satika Upanishad, Chandogya Upanishad, Kena Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Taittiriya Upanishad, Mahanarayana Upanishad, Kado Upanishad, Swadhara Upanishad, Maitrayani, Mundaka, Mandukya and Prashna. Among them, the Aidreya and Satika Upanishad belong to Rigveda, and Chandogya and Kena Upanishad belong to Samaveda, Brihadaranyaka, Taittiriya, Mahanarayana and Kado and Swadhara, Maitrayani Upanishad belong to Yajurveda, and the last 3, Mundaka, Mandukya, Prashna belong to Atharva Veda. The largest Upanishad is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, and the smallest is Ishwariya Upanishad. The quotings Aham Brahmasmi taken from Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, the Tattvamasi from Chandogya Upanishad, and Aidreya Upanishad propounded the karma theory. The heaven and hell are the concept from Kado Upanishad. From the Kado Upanishad, the Uddalaga, a seer within the compilation of Upanishad about materialism. So these a large and a heavy area related to the Upanishad. So among the literary sources we can state it that the Upanishads are most important. All are important, Vedas, Brahmanas and Upanishads, all are important, but the Upanishads mean the philosophical and speculative ideas of the Indian culture. Then the next section among the literary sources of the first category, the Vedangas. Vedangas a number of supplementary texts known as Vedanga. The Vedangas are also called limbs of the Veda. The Vedangas are supplementary text of the Vedas, which was known as limbs of the Vedas. Vedangas aimed at helping the proper recitation, use and understanding of the Vedas. Among the Vedangas, there are six in number Vedangas. They are Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakarana, Nirukta, Chanda, Jyotisha. Those meanings were Shiksha means pronunciation, and Kalpa means ritual, and Vyakarana means grammar, and Nirukta means etymology, Chanda means meter, and Jyotisha means astronomy. Among them, the Kalpa Vedanga is the most important. The Kalpa Vedanga means rituals. Okay, those are three in number: the Shrauda Sutra, Grihya Sutra, and Dharma Sutra. The Shrauda Sutra dealing with large public sacrifices, and Grihya Sutra dealing with the domestic sacrifices in the for conducting small ceremonies related to home or house, like naming ceremonies, marriage ceremony, birth ceremony, etc. In the Dharma Sutra explained the social and local customs. Among the Vedangas, the Kalpa Sutra is the most important. The divisions are Shiksha, Kalpa, Vyakarana, Nirukta, Chanda, Jyotisha. Then the last section in the first category of the literary sources was Ubaveda. As we know, each Veda have 4 Ubavedas. They are Rig Veda, Samaveda, Yajurveda, and other Veda had their own Upavedas. The Ayurveda, Dhanurveda, Gandharva, Dhanurveda, and Shilpaveda. The Rig Veda was the for Rig Veda has Ayurveda is the Upaveda of Rigveda, and Gandharva Veda is the Upaveda of Samaveda, Dhanurveda is the Upaveda of Yajurveda, Shilpaveda is the Upaveda of Atharvaveda. The Ayurveda deals with medicine, and the Gandharva Veda deals with music, and Dhanurveda deals with warfare. Shilpaveda deals with art and architecture. These are the sections in the literary sources. The ancient Indian textbook can be divided in the categories of basis of language, gender, age, and content. The literary sources can be broadly classified into the above mentioned the 9 sections. Those books are related to religious and non-religious textbook, and religious and non-religious works. Okay, thank you.